So in this video, I'm going to go through hip internal rotation. I'm going to go through the regress version, so you may have noticed I'm sitting on a yoga block. The reason I'm doing that is because most of the time when I'm doing assessments on clients, I see literally around about 5 or 10 degrees of internal rotation, which is not enough. Yeah, we need to have around about 30-40 degrees, especially for, you know, if you're training, let's say squats and things like that. You need a lot of movement within your hip, and if you're not getting it, then you're going to overcompensate somewhere else. So that's the reason I'm sitting on the block. So I've got these two here, which I'll go through as to why they're there as well. So I'll get into the position. So same as last week's video, we want to make sure we're in 90-degree position with both legs. So 90 degrees here, 90 degrees here. All right. So what we want to make sure is the hip is not hiked. We don't want to be in this position. The other reason for the block as well is if we don't have enough hip internal rotation, you're going to cramp up here if you're on the ground. All right. So being sat on the block just enables you to stay upright. And then obviously that's where these come in, and you can push down and you can extend your spine that little bit more. So with the hip itself, we want to make sure that we're not hiked. We rotate the hip back. All right, so we're almost sat on the seat bone here. As we rotate that back, we want to make sure that the femur is going this way. So basically we're working this, so we're getting internal rotation here and pulling the femur into the capsule itself. Now, I've already done that. I've got a nice stretch going on up in this stuff here, but it also will go around into the adductors as well. So with that, what I'm then going to do, I'm going to rotate my sternum, my rib cage, right way around, so I'm almost facing this knee. Okay, that's going to help keep this hip in position as well. I'm going to push down. So with that, I've held for around, well, probably just over a minute now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the first contraction, which is the pail. So this is the one where I'm pushing down. So I'm going to push my ankle and my knee down into the ground. Just one quick thing, if you develop any pain while doing this in the knee, so on the medial part of the knee, what you can do is you can put something underneath the knee, or you can slightly raise that heel. It just means you've got not a lot of movement in your tibia right here. So that's something we can address. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to push down into the ground. Remember, everything is isometric right now. So I'm going to push down 25%, 50%, 75, 80, 90, 100%. And I'm even squeezing the blocks as well to irradiate, build as much tension through my body as I can. So then I'm going to relax that, and then I'm going to go onto the rail. So the rail is the regressive motion. So we're going to look to contract the TFL. Okay, and we're going to look to lift this foot. The knee is going to drive into the ground. Again, nothing is going to lift, nothing is going to move. It's more of a contraction. But as I'm trying to lift, I'm trying to rotate myself around even further. So as I lift, so all of this is contracting now. I have known people to cramp, and those that do work with me, they'll know that I will say if it does cramp, just embrace it. Try not to come out of that move at all. Just breathe through it. I know that sounds crazy, but that's what we got to do. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that's that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go into some lift-offs. So slightly different from last week where we did passive range holds. So with this one, I'm going to make sure I'm facing this knee. Okay, making sure that hip is staying back. A slight posterior tilt as well, keeping my spine long. Now from here, it's important to know it's not the size of the lift. So I've seen people lift and they're hiking the hip and doing all this. That's not what we want. We want to keep the hip in the position. it's all about the size of the contraction, not about the lift. Okay, so if I stay in this position, what I'm going to do, my pelvis is set, I'm going to look to lift this off. So 5 reps, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, slowly control that down. And again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. All the time thinking internal rotation, so we're thinking about turning that femur inwards. So again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then rock back. So that finishes internal rotation. I'm not going to do the other side purely because the video can go on and on and on, and I don't want it to go on for too long. So that's one side done. Make sure you do the other side. Again, just remember that if you cramp, it's okay, just embrace it. Give it a go, and yeah, see how you get on.